I'm Bob Zenhausen. I've been working online since about 1981, back when the pioneers of education were K-12, and before them, people with disabilities. By 1985, K-12 had the first online group called KidsNet. And that grew and grew and grew until all of a sudden the administration realized how important education was. They took it over, and it's still recovering from that takeover. During that time, I met some very, very important people that I'm still working with. The first was Ann Pemberton. She came from rural Virginia, dealt with learning disabled children. This was on the high school level. And she had a group of them sending email to kids around the world. One of her favorite statements was, while the LD kids were sending email around the world, the gifted kids were learning to play bridge. Sheila Rosenberg is another one of the pioneers. She was in Gossett, New York. It's a suburb of New York City. And she worked with middle school kids. These two were learning disabled. And she was getting them online, working with kids throughout the world. And her kids were having conversations with Ann Pemberton's kids. Sheila was my student at St. John's, where she got her degree in school psychology and is now living in New York, and we still get together and we still work together. Ann Parsons is probably one of the oldest people that have been online the longest time. And she was a ham radio operator. She was online when, by 86, 87, and was supporting EASY, a group for disabled individuals to take advantage of the online world. Ann Parsons was blind since birth, and she uses a voice synthesizer to do all her work. She now teaches the use of voice synthesizers for the blind in India, Africa, and Rochester, New York. One of the later movements happened in about 1990, where people started using something called a MOO, a multi-user, object-oriented environment. It was a place where people could speak with all of their friends and in a large group. What was unique about this is that a MOO you were able to build your own home, describe yourself, program pets, and create plays, do anything you want in pure text. So it was a way where children could learn creative writing, and they loved it. It was banned in Texas. The administrators said they are working on this, they are playing on this instead of doing their schoolwork. We have got to stop them from doing this. When you stop and think, these children are reading and writing and communicating, and because they enjoyed it, the schools banned it. Imagine what would happen if we had continued this and let the children do their creative writing using the MOO. You couldn't keep them off it. It's not a matter of doing something they don't like. This was on computers. It actually arose because of a Dungeons and Dragons games that used to be on the computers. They were called MUDs, multi-user dungeon. And people had quests and they were playing games. Educators took a look at this and said, we can teach reading and writing using this. And so the educational MOOs were born from that. They still exist. You can still get a MOO environment and build what you could always build.